Welcome back to Knife Vintage. If you're a fan of all things rustic, industrial, and vintage, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the world of industrial-style home decor with a focus on creating a perfect rustic vintage look for 2025. If you're inspired by worn metals, reclaimed wood, and a touch of history in your home design, then you'll want to stick around. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave your comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's topic. Vintage industrial rustic design combines elements of industrial style with vintage and rustic aesthetics, creating a warm yet edgy atmosphere. It draws from the charm of old factories and warehouses while incorporating nostalgic touches. Think of exposed brick walls, weathered wood, and metal finishes. These styles celebrate the raw beauty of materials that have stood the test of time. In 2025, the look has evolved into a more refined yet still rugged interpretation, keeping the authenticity of these elements while adding a modern twist. When creating an industrial-style room, focus on essential elements like raw materials and minimalism. Exposed brick, steel beams, and open shelving are key features. Vintage industrial rustic decor emphasizes an intentional mix of metal and wood, with distressed finishes that tell a story. These materials create contrast and texture, making spaces feel grounded and real. It's all about embracing imperfections and letting the natural beauty of the materials shine. Lighting is a pivotal feature in industrial style. Think old-fashioned Edison bulbs hanging from exposed wires or large, factory-inspired pendant lights. These light fixtures often come in weathered metal finishes, offering an authentic industrial vibe. To achieve a rustic vintage look for light fixtures with a worn patina or choose fixtures that show signs of age and use, adding to the charm of your space. The right lighting sets the tone for your room, making it feel both nostalgic and modern. Reclaimed wood is a hallmark of the vintage industrial rustic aesthetic. Furniture pieces made from repurposed wood create a sense of history and sustainability. Whether it's a dining table, bookshelf, or coffee table, reclaimed wood brings character into your home. The beauty of this wood lies in its imperfections. Each scratch and knot tells a story, making every piece unique. This is a key feature for adding a rustic charm to your industrial-inspired space. Textiles play a huge role in balancing the hard, rugged materials of industrial design with the softness of vintage rustic decor. Look for fabrics like burlap, linen, or wool, which offer texture and warmth. Adding vintage-inspired rugs or throw pillows with distressed patterns can make a big difference in softening the edges of an industrial space. Mixing these textiles adds comfort and coziness to the room without sacrificing the raw, industrial aesthetic. Exposed pipes, ducts, and raw metal finishes are signature elements in industrial style. For a vintage industrial rustic look, embrace the beauty of visible piping and weathered metal details. These elements don't just serve a functional purpose, they also add a unique design element to your space. You can use industrial-style pipes as curtain rods, shelving supports, or even create unique furniture pieces like industrial-style desks. Decorative touches in vintage industrial rustic style are often quirky and nostalgic. Consider using framed vintage posters, oversized clocks, and metal signage as wall art. Old factory blueprints or maps can also add a historical touch to your space. The goal is to create visual interest without overwhelming the room. Think of these as accents that highlight the industrial charm of your design. Incorporating natural elements into industrial spaces can help balance the coldness of metal and concrete. Adding plants, natural stone, or wooden sculptures introduces warmth and life. You can place large leafy plants in metal or wood planters or use reclaimed wood for shelving to display smaller plants. These touches make the industrial style feel more grounded and welcoming. For a bold statement in your vintage industrial rustic home, invest in standout furniture pieces. Think large leather chairs, metal-framed sofas, or repurposed industrial carts as coffee tables. These pieces anchor the room, giving it character and personality. They blend the rugged feel of industrial elements with the warmth of vintage and rustic touches, making them the focal point of your space. Creating a cozy rustic industrial look is all about layering textures and choosing the right materials. Mix soft fabrics with rough-hewn wood and steel accents to create a welcoming yet industrial space. Add throws, cushions, and vintage rugs to balance the harder materials. Lighting is key here too, so choose soft, ambient light to create a comfortable atmosphere. It's about finding the perfect blend of rugged and cozy elements. In vintage industrial rustic design, colors are typically muted and earthy. Warm neutrals, such as browns, grays, and soft whites, help create an inviting and balanced environment. Accents of deep greens, mustard yellow, or rusty reds add depth to the space without clashing with the raw, natural materials. You can also incorporate black and steel hues for a more industrial feel, which complements the rustic charm. A vintage industrial rustic kitchen is all about practicality with style. Look for open shelving, metal appliances, and reclaimed wood cabinetry. Combining stainless steel with vintage lighting fixtures and rustic wood elements creates a space that is functional yet full of character. Don't forget to add industrial-style bar stools and vintage-inspired kitchenware to complete the look. This blend of materials will bring warmth and sophistication to your kitchen. And that's it for today's look at how to create a vintage industrial rustic home decor in 2025. By mixing raw materials like wood, metal, and concrete with vintage and rustic touches, you can craft a space that feels both modern and timeless. If you enjoyed these ideas, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. I'd love to hear how you incorporate vintage industrial rustic elements in your own home. See you in the next video, and until then, keep your space cozy and stylish.